We began several years ago. Actually, when I very first came to Northern as a new employee, I was the ACO Care Coordinator, was my first title here, which has changed over the years. But we had experience with another ACO that we were in for probably 2 years before we elected not to continue. We felt like we weren't getting a lot of good information or data that was relevant to our population of patients, and so we severed that relationship and then had a year on our own doing our own value-based care, and which you can imagine was difficult for many reasons, but mostly because it's hard to aggregate all of the data that you need to really know who needs care and what care they need. And so we entered into a relationship with Chess, and one of the big selling points with Chess was that they were local, so it was easy to interface personally with people from the organization. There was a really strong focus on provider perspective, which I had not experienced before in value-based care, which I think was really enticing because the providers are a key component to really executing value-based care well. And then really we've been so happy with the data component because for a small organization like ours, that is trying. I mean, there is a lot of work that goes into aggregating that data, knowing who your patients are, maintaining rosters, submissions, all of those kinds of things are trying for a small organization to do on their own. So at this point, we've been really pleased with our entrance into value-based care. And I think the other, probably the most important piece is it's allowed us to separate, separate somewhat from the data piece and focus on patients. Because Chess is helping us with that data piece. They're sending us reporting that we can act from, and so we can really spend the most of our time and energy working with patients and what those patient needs are.